So John, we're back after the Christmas and New Year break. So Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you. It was quite a little break. You had a little extra something under the tree this year, I understand.
Well, we managed to get just past Christmas, but yes, we have had another child, and I have 2 children, which
nice.
Makes sleep a little bit harder, but everyone's healthy. Everyone's happy, so that's good.
Good. Well, congratulations. And, that's important news, but I think what people really want to hear about is clear ketchup, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. I think the last episode must have been out no longer than 20 minutes before somebody sent me this video of this guy called Barry Lewis, who I guess he's a chef of some kind.
Uh-huh.
And he has quite a few videos of making clear food.
Oh, I had no idea that this person was out there.
Yeah, there's a clear Big Mac that he's made, which I haven't watched yet. I did watch the clear ketchup one, and it kind of involves some things that I'm clearly not as much of a chef as I should be to know about, but you can kind of drain and cook away like the color or something, and he kind of made something that was akin to ketchup. It didn't look particularly appetizing, but he did do it. It's worth your time.
All right. Well, I will definitely put this in my Watch Later app, which is Play, and learn about clear ketchup. I didn't think it was possible to cook the color out of a tomato, but, maybe you can. I'll have to check it out.
He certainly did it.
Wow. Yeah. Hey, we have. I know you have something here that's a holiday themed snack, and I found one while we were gone. I forgot to put it in our notes. I found Buddy the Elf gingerbread goldfish.
Ooh.
And they are really good. They're gingerbread that has maple syrup in it, because in the movie Elf, Buddy puts maple syrup on everything. And they taste like maple syrup. They were really good. They were tasty. They're not so much, like the goldfish crackers. They're not really crackers. They're more like cookies.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of good gingerbread stuff around if you can find it at Christmas. Yeah. It's I feel like gingerbread is having a resurgence.
It is. Well, ginger's good for you. It's healthy, and you put a lot of sugar in it, and even makes it even better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the one that I've got here. Our roving biscuit reporter Ben had told me about these, probably end of November, maybe middle of November, and I couldn't find them. Like I always looked in the shops, and then I went out, I think the day after Christmas, or maybe the day after, and they had just shelves and shelves full of these reduced. These are Oreo gingerbread cookies. So instead of Oreo biscuit, it's like a gingerbread, and then it has the same, I think it's the same vanilla filling. But yeah, they had loads of them, and they were all reduced. They were like 30p or something. So I bought a few packs because, I wanted to make sure that they were good.
Oh yeah. You got to go for the after Christmas deals, and it tastes just as good the day after Christmas as it does the day before. So hey,
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, these were, like I say, I'd been looking for these for a while. And I was very excited to find these the day after Christmas when I was, I went out to get a sensible thing, which was a box for our Christmas tree.
Okay.
And I came back with cookies and biscuits and crackers and all sorts of stuff that was reduced, even though we still had loads of stuff left over from Christmas.
This is why you should never be sent out to do the shopping, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
You're the one who should stay with the children and let your wife do the shopping. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I do have a snack that I'm going to warn people off of, which are Nashville hot chicken potato chips. I tried these, and maybe it's just that I'm not acclimated to the chicken snack, which is, I know, a much bigger thing in the UK than it is here in America, but it's gaining a foothold here in the US. And I had Nashville hot chicken potato chips, and they had that kind of savory chicken flavor to them for sure, and a very hot kick afterwards. And I like hot potato chips. Not so sure about the chicken ones. I give them C minus. Definitely, they were not good. I did not finish them.
Yeah, that's a shame, because if I saw these in the shop, I would probably have done what you did and bought them.
Yeah, they looked really good. They did a good job with the marketing, at least, because they did look good. I got some garlic ones too. I think they're garlic rosemary potato chips. Those, they're not. I wasn't even going to bring them up, only because they're not that interesting. I mean, they're fine. They got a little bit of a garlicky kick to them, but I don't think that's very unusual for a potato chip, as in terms of flavor. So, Nashville hot though seemed like a good thing to me, but it wasn't just the Nashville hot sauce. It was the chicken flavor part that did not sit well with me.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the ingredients, and chicken fat, chicken powder. That's lovely. Those sound like nice things to have.
Well, now I know I've had chicken powder. I did not have much chicken powder because it was not good, but yeah, I did have a little bit of chicken powder.
Yeah. Let's talk about something that is good.
What's that?
Before we get onto the main topics, should we talk about Pika?
So yeah, Rob, this episode is brought to you by Pika. And now we're, in the post-holiday season. You're probably settling down. Things are quieting down around your house. And it's a good time to start a blog because it's a new year. You've heard us talk a lot about doing your own thing on the web. And Pika is a great way to do that because it's a fantastic platform for building a blog that has a great online editor. It's really easy to use. You can really get up and running in just like 5 minutes from signing up to having a post because it's free to start, and you can make your site look really great day one. It has features like an optional guest book where people can leave you notes and drawings if you want, and you can also design the visual layout of your site to look exactly the way you want, so that it's readable on all sorts of devices and is customized to fit your own aesthetic, which I think is a really great thing. It also has some cool new features that are relatively new. There's the Pika stream of posts, which is a layout that's relatively new. And I know like Brendan Bigley, who was my co-host on NPC, has switched to that layout for his site and loves it a lot. I think it looks really good. Plus, they have something called the Pika Pulse that by the time this episode gets out should be available to everyone, which is kind of like a live stream of everything that's being published on Pika. It's not quite everything. There are a few categories of things that aren't included, but those are pretty limited. But if you're talking about blog posts by individuals, that's the kind of stuff you'll see. So it's a great way to discover new things on Pika. You have, if you upgrade to Pro, which if you upgrade to Pro, you will get unlimited posts, pages, and the guest book that I already mentioned. Plus, you'll be able to bring over your own domain, and you'll get analytics. And there's what's great about this is just less complicated than other alternatives, things like WordPress, and it's more affordable than something like Squarespace. And for listeners of the show, we have a special deal. If you go to pika.page/ruminate, you can use the code ruminate20 to get 20% off your first year. So here you are. It's post-holiday season. You're looking to do something new, create a new project, start something different. Go over to Pika. Go to pika.page/ruminate and use that ruminate20. That's the number 20 to get 20% off your first year and start blogging today. I think you'll enjoy it. Thanks to Pika for supporting Ruminate.
Thank you very much, Pika. And to something you just said there, if you want to hear me specifically talk more about web things and what I'm up to and how I'm owning content and data and all that kind of stuff, I was a guest on Conduit.
Yes, you were.
Last week or the week before. If I'm honest, I've had a baby. I've completely lost track of time.
I think it was 2 weeks ago, Rob.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure it was 2 weeks ago. But yes, it's episode 91 of Conduit, which is on relay.fm, which is a really great show. And it's a great guest appearance. You talked about a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, Jay was very kind to, firstly to ask me to come on. And then he was far too nice to me. And, we chatted about my projects, and he challenged me. He didn't so much challenge me, but he hinted at an idea for a website, which I then built.
Yes.
Which is a website to check when the last time I watched Mean Girls was, which doesn't, you got to listen to the episode to hear the context, but I did, in fact, build that website and ship it right before the episode came out.
Oh, very nice. And you talked about your project to have it like snow emoji. That was one of the things you guys talked about, wasn't it? If I remember right?
No, we didn't know, because I was building the Mean Girls site and then I came up with the emoji storm. What did I call it?
I forget. Emoji storm. Yeah. See, now I'm the one forgetting the order of events in past history. I thought that was before Conduit, not afterwards. Yeah, but that's another neat project that I immediately abused. And the more you tap on the screen, the more emoji come floating down. And so I just kept tapping to see if what the limits of it were. Of course.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm sure this is, if anyone's there with an M4 Mac, like, this is the thing to test it on, see how many times you can press the emoji.
Yes. You should put a link in the show notes to that, because it was kind of fun. A lot of fun playing around with that over the holidays. I had to have some idle time to do some idle fun stuff, but definitely listen to Conduit 91. There'll be a link in the show notes, because Robb has a lot of projects, and it's a good way to kind of catch up on the full menu. And then, even since then, you can get the emoji storm, which didn't even make the Conduit cut. It's Robb's having children and projects at about the same rate at this point, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know if I had that many children, it would
no, that'd be a problem.
I might be a bit more tired than I already am.
Yes.
So you're going to CES.
I am. I'm going to CES as we speak. I will already, I guess as this is published, I will already be there. We're recording a little bit in advance because of my trip. I have always thought CES was really cool. I went to CES in the 90s, Robb. Before it was in Las Vegas, it was a show that was done twice a year in Chicago and New York, and it was open to the general public, which it isn't anymore. Now it's just industry people and media. And so I went when I was in Chicago, and I've always loved gadgets. And I feel like for a lot of years after the iPhone, we had kind of a drought of gadgets, because the iPhone took over so many roles in people's lives that gadgets kind of were passé for a while. And CES became the show about, I don't know, electric vehicles and iterations on televisions and stuff like that, which, are okay, but it wasn't quite as diverse as CESs of the past were. But I think that's changing. I think we're kind of in an era where, because of things like AI, people trying to build AI into everything, even when it doesn't make sense, is spawning a new wave of gadgets, and people are trying to find ways to do things that are apart from their phones, which I think has kind of led to new gadgets as well. And because I've covered it for years at Mac Stories, but from afar, I decided, I always thought doing it from afar was a great way of doing it, because I could just dig through the press releases, look at the coverage that other sites were doing, and then round up the very best things for readers of Mac Stories. And that's worked really well in the past. But ever since we started doing NPC, the Next Portable Console show, that gave me another reason to be interested in CES, because there's been, especially in 2024, and I think we'll see it continue in 2025, there have been a lot of announcements about new handheld gaming devices. And so that really tipped the balance for me. And I decided, I was talking to Brendan Bigley, who's my co-host on that show, and we were both intrigued by the idea of going to CES and checking out the handheld stuff for ourselves. And it's starting to shape up like it's going to be interesting, because there's going to be, there's like some weird handheld coming from Atari. It looks like there's going to be big news about Steam Deck and what Lenovo and other companies are doing. And yeah, we're going to be out there doing it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, this Atari one is probably the weirdest thing I've seen. And, CES hasn't even started yet. Because it appears to have like a number pad and a knob at the top left. Like, I don't know what is going on with this thing.
Yeah, I don't either. That's going to be really interesting to see. I think it was rumored or first like hinted at or teased like almost a year ago, and there was no word on it for a long time. And now they're going to reveal it. They're going to reveal it at CES, and the M-Con is going to be there. The M-Con is a MagSafe attachment for your iPhone that lets you slide the phone up PSP Go style with little grips that come out, swing out from the sides, and play video games that way. It's a controller, but it's got that kind of horizontal slide up sort of form factor that we've never really seen in iPhone controllers. So that'll be fun to check out as well.
My God, I want this.
The Kickstarter is going on right now. You should go check it out. It's not coming out till I think the Kickstarter is delivering in August. They've already raised like over $400,000. What?
I can tell you now, it's not delivering in August, not in a million years.
There's a really cool story behind this. This was designed by a 19-year-old kid in college, and he was having trouble getting it built. And then he's teamed up with a company that has some manufacturing background based here in North Carolina that have done things like kind of like Pop Socket.
Is a state in the southeastern region of the United States. It is bordered by...
Cancel, Siri. Siri's telling me facts about North Carolina right now.
Oh, we're leaving that in.
Hey, Siri, cancel. Still going. Wow, that was really useful. Anyway, yes, they teamed up with a company here in North Carolina. Don't want to say that too loud.
Mm-hmm.
And they've made things like pop socket type things for phones and stuff in the past. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But it's on Kickstarter now. I'm looking forward to this. I mean, a lot of people have told me, I've gotten a lot of feedback from people like, oh, you're going to hate it. It's awful. It's crowded. It's this, it's that. And I get it. I mean, I'm sure there are aspects of it that I won't like, but I'm kind of going on my own terms, so I don't mind. It's not like no one's saying, John, you need to go cover CES. This is like 100% like my own decision. And I was just lucky enough that Brendan was into the idea too. And so I'll have something to go there with me and kind of helping me, because we're going to be doing video and doing some writing and things, and really doing video by myself would have been hard. But with him, it'll be a lot better. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's the kind of stuff that's like, you know what? I used to work as a lawyer, and that was a super boring job. Now I get to go to Las Vegas and play with gadgets. I mean, how bad could that possibly be? I don't think it's going to be bad at all.
It could be. There's way worse places you could be as well. Like, you've got all manner, like every restaurant you could possibly imagine. You've got, you'll be fine. I think you'll have a nice time.
Yeah, I think I'll be totally fine. So I'm only going for 3 nights. It's going to be kind of a whirlwind trip, and I'm taking a red eye back. So it's going to be I'm sure it'll be brutal in terms of lack of sleep and walking around the many miles along the strip to these various places. But we've got a bunch of meetings set up, and we're going to go see the NVIDIA keynote, and we're going to do a bunch of stuff. The reason you're seeing this stuff come out now with some of these stories about things that'll be at CES is that these companies all just have decided now to start jumping the gun right after the holidays and start their press releases a little early. The show actually is 2 days of media days before the show even starts. So like Monday and Tuesday Sunday and Monday are just media days for these companies to meet with the press. And then Tuesday through, I think, Friday are just the main show. So I'm not even staying for the whole thing. I'm leaving Wednesday night, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I think, having been to Las Vegas, 3 days is enough. Like,
yeah, I figure.
It doesn't matter what's going on. You don't really need to be there longer than that.
No, and I'm not actually even really planning on doing any Las Vegas stuff. I'm really just planning on working, but we'll see. I don't know. I mean, it's going to be the same. The struggle with like WWDC is always, it's busy, it's crowded, and everything's a distraction. And so it's very hard to get the writing and everything else done. So I don't expect to have a lot of free time, but I'm sure I'll find time to have a good meal somewhere and see some of the sights along the way. I'm sure that'll be kind of cool. I think I'm going to go to the live Vergecast podcast too. So figured why not.
And the next time we speak, or I'll probably text you while you're there, I can say to you, how's your CES?
I know. That is a really deep
question.
That's a deep cut. Yes, that's a very deep Matt Alexander cut for fans of Bonanza. Yes, this is going to be the first time anybody I can think of in kind of the Bonanza sphere is going to CES since those early days when Matt was doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago now. That's like 10 years ago or more. Yeah, it was a long time ago.
I'm just checking. It was, 2014. So it was actually 11 years ago.
Wow.
Was the episode that was called How's Your CES?
Wow. Well, yep. So that's me. I'm going to CES. I'm going to have fun, and I don't know. I hope I come back in one piece.
Yeah, no, I'm a little bit jealous. I think like this is the year for all these interesting handhelds, and I think this might be the year that I buy one as well.
Yeah, I think I picked a good year, and I think you're going to have. I think it's good to have waited till this year. I think there are going to be a lot more interesting options, like in terms of price range and what they do and the different operating systems. I'm really excited to see what Valve is doing with Steam. I think really for most people, a Steam Deck is the right way to go. It's the simplest, least friction option with the most games is really what it comes down to. The Windows is still not very good in handheld. I mean, you have to be willing to put up with a lot of Windows stuff and UI that's not really designed for using with controllers.
Yeah, I think a Steam Deck would probably be where I'm going to go this year, but we'll see.
I think the next actual Steam Deck from Valve probably won't be out until 2026. But the rumors are that Lenovo is making a device with SteamOS on it, which will be as powerful or a little more powerful than the existing Steam Decks similar to their Legion Go form factor. So looks like Lenovo is going to kind of place their bets on both SteamOS and on Windows going forward, which is very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, that's, next episode we can hear all about it and see what's going on.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'll be back and reporting in person on the show about CES. And I'll visit the Verizon booth for Matt's sake.
Oh, please do. Well, I think you know what to post on Mastodon if you do.
I've already got it planned. Yeah, no, we'll definitely, I will definitely check out the Verizon booth and see how their 5G is doing.
Excellent. The funny thing is Matt won't listen to this anyway, so
no, he won't.
He won't know until you do it.
He might see the tooth though.
Yeah, he might. He very well might.
All right.
I'll speak to you soon. Have fun.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks.